Folks, I am sitting in my W209 CLK350 and I am about to disassemble the whole front portion of this, cabin, like the center console, glove box, the, coin holder or whatever it is, and all this stuff. So I thought I'm gonna come along with me in case you're gonna need to, for example, replace this, either the cup holder in older versions of CLK Mercedes or this, whatever holder right here, or anything else from that nature. And by the way, those the actuators for the AC system, there are 10 actuators in this car. Some of them are fairly easy to access, while the other ones are the total pain. And if it would be my car and they won't work, I won't even bother going there, because it is really too much work to do. It's disassemble, it's halfway, but then you need to put it together, and it's such a pain. But so just in case you're prepared to do so, I'm gonna start. And interestingly enough, to remove the glove box, there are a couple ways to do so. This portion, this holder, is the separate part of the glove box, but they are connected like on the rail, so the glove box theoretically could be, can slide away from this portion. You just need to press the clip in certain point. The problem is those sits very tight, and it's sometimes extremely hard to separate them. Just because of that, I will be removing them together at a part, and then I will be separating once they are removed. It's at least for me it is much easier to do, but yeah, in order to get to this part, the glove box, we need to start with the center console right here. This is the kind of newer version from 2006. I guess in 2003, 4 and maybe 5, it had the kind of opening lid, like it was opening to the sides, right? This like here and like here. So this is like kind of upgraded version. In order to remove this console, we're gonna start with the cup holder right here. So there is like a rubberized insert, and let's see what's better to use. Maybe this pick. I just undid one part and I will pull it. So yeah, this is the rubber thingy. And some folks may not know, but this opening right here, not this one, because this one is just a broken retainer, but the one in the center right here, this is the hole that you can use to press the lever on the shifter to put it into the neutral position. It's not actually, I think this is the official way to do that, but for me personally, I found that the easiest way to put the lever into the neutral is by removing this trim. I think I pressed the button. This is the fancy one with the start-stop button right here on the shifter. So let's do it, let's say, that way. Okay, open the ashtray and pull this trim up from the edge that is close to the ashtray. Then you can carefully wiggle it forward to release this clip in the back. And if the only thing that you needed is to put it into the neutral, this is the black lever, you can see. you depress it, and now you can change your gears. Now it's locked again. Depress, change your gear. Okay, we're in neutral now. Now I would like to disconnect the wires. There are two wires coming to the, one I guess for the button and one for the lights right here, and there is one more connector for this convertible top button. The lever to depress, right? I'm gonna use the pick. Can I or cannot? Okay, just use the pick right here. Now it's disconnected. So right now the only thing we have here is the knob that's holding us, and in order to remove the knob, let me show you. Let me see what you can see. So there is this plastic ring right here. I just rotated counterclockwise, I think, and okay, this is the ring right here. Counterclockwise, and now I simply yank it out. With this type of the knobs, be careful. Actually, there is the kind of connector that goes inside those two holes. It's just when you have this start-stop button system. And so yeah, this was the connector for the convertible top operation, and we have the connector here and the connector here, those two wires. No levers to press, you just yank them out. There is just one lever right here on this convertible button. Alright, in order to remove the ashtray, we need to carefully move, actually it removes pretty easy in my case, but there are two clips. One clip is here, one clip is on the other side, and then you can slide it out, I think with the lid closed, and then you'll have one more connector for the lighter. Oh, no one was smoking, I think. Okay, the connector, I think, yeah, connector, right here, connector removed. Now we can remove those plastic guides. Just unclip. Now I will remove the climate control panel. If you just need to remove the central console right here, you do not need to remove this climate control panel, but I'm going to remove it so you could see better where are the bolts holding the central console in place. Let's try T20. One, and two. Only two bolts are, holding the climate control panel in place, and now we carefully remove it. Two connectors in the back, and the other one is just being disconnected. And now you can see one bolt and second bolt right here. Those are holding the central console in place, so we undo those. So again, you can undo those even with the climate control panel in place. Most of the bolts are the same size, and I will undo the lower one for the radio as well, because that's coming out as well while I'm here. Okay, going back to the cup holder for the central console. One bolt in here. We yank the cup holder up when the bolt is disconnected. All right, and I've just found this retainer and some money, I guess, as well. All right, once the cup holder is removed, I can swing this lid right here, and it's just exposed me 2 bolts, 1 bolt, and there is the glare, so 1 bolt and 2nd bolt. Let me check if those are still the same size or no. Yeah, still the same size. 1 and 2. Okay, 2 bolts are removed. With those 2 bolts removed, where is my pick? I can go ahead and open this cover. So when this cover is, put forward, down there you can barely see there are 2 10mm bolts. So for those I'm gonna need the long extension. It's probably 1 foot extension, and I will undo those 2 10mm bolts. Okay, let's undo those 2 bolts. I can see 1. And the 2nd one is covered with the coins. Alright, so those 2 bolts are undone. Now let's undo the other 2 bolts right here. The magnet would be nice to pick it up, to be honest. Number 1. Number 2. Looks like we freed up. I guess this is the sensor for the keyless go vehicles, because usually W209 does not have this. Alright, so we have 2 more hidden bolts that we need to unlock. Okay, those are T40. You just need to twist them, I guess, like around 90 degrees. Maybe a slight, maybe 180, or maybe like half a turn. They're gonna stay in place. They just kind of unlock. If I'm not mistaken, that's all in terms of the bolts that holds this thing in piece. 2 bolts there, 2 bolts here, the two other ones we undid here, and 2 hidden. And now you can kind of play it. So let me show you something. Those 2 prongs, I guess, this one and this one, is the reason why we undid or removed this center console first, before we could undo this cubby holder or this knee knee panel, because they goes right directly into the center console. And with that, now we can turn to no, we're gonna with that we're gonna stay in place, because right now we're gonna need to remove the this panel and as well as the radio. It's fairly easy process, except sometimes this panel is stuck super hard, and let's hope it's not. I'll try to use my hands first. If not, I will be prying it with a prying tool or screwdriver. There are no bolts. Hold on. This is fairly, at least one part was fairly simple. All right. One of the clips right here. One, and there are 1, 2, 3. Okay, panel removed, and we have 2 more bolts holding the radio. There are a few connectors in the back. Let me see if I can turn it without damaging the screen, so you can see them. Without damaging the screen. Okay. Okay, more or less visible. 3 antennas and 1 big connector. The 1 big connector removes fairly easy. Squeeze it and turn the lever. Okay, and antennas, they got a depressed levers, and usually they're a little pain to undo. Ouch, it's fairly painful. Yeah, really painful. So there is like a lever to depress, and it's hard plastic. Ouch. Ow. All right, the radio is out. I'm not sure what the dealio is, but there is some kind of aftermarket harness present here, because I'm not sure what this is, and why we have kind of 2 harnesses, because technically this is supposed to go to the radio directly. I'm not sure what this contraption is. Interesting. I'm gonna check out where the wiring goes to. Alarm? I don't know. All right, so we are done with this portion. Let's see. We have 3 more bolts that are actually holding, this portion with the cubby tray. What happened? 1, 2. Same thing on the other side, holding the knee panel. If you just replace, the right portion, obviously you do not need to undo the left part, and vice versa. And I will also undo those upper bolts, holding the this white bracket to the dashboard, because everything comes apart. Let's continue with the glove box. So the next step is going to be the removal of the CD changer, and there is just one bolt. It's very visible, holding the changer, and now we need to kind of wiggle it in and out somehow. Somehow it's pretty stuck, but in our case it's fairly okay. Two connectors. Let's undo the optical first. Come on. Oh, what's happening? Optical first, then the second one just been pulled out. After the CD changer is removed, there's going to be 3 bolts, I guess. 1, and I can feel this is 2, and this is 3. The other one is right here on the right hand side. I need an extension probably. Okay, and now we have, if I'm not mistaken, just one bolt left, which is underneath, and that lid unfortunately cannot be closed. So I'm gonna try to, I don't know what I'm gonna try to do, but I will position the camera just like that. Hopefully you guys can see something. So there is one bolt holding this lower panel, I think. One or more, no, 2 bolts. So there is one more bolt. Let's remove this panel. And now there is one tricky bolt. Where is it? Right here. Yeah, I can see it now. And with that, if I'm not mistaken, this whole contraption of the coin holder or cubby or whatever it is should come out. We need to feed out the wires for the CD changer. We need to disconnect the light, and where's my connector for the light. Come out. Yes. Now this one is for the all right, and that one more, and that's one more connector. Okay, we have iPod connector on the side. I'm not sure if I'll be able to disconnect it just like that. Probably not, because it goes to the side panel. I'm gonna need to remove the side panel first, because I cannot remove this key. Okay, what's holding us? Or is it a carpet? Hold on, guys. I just hung you from the top. Let me operate with two hands. All right, that's better. See the changer. And then so the glove box and the cubby. Let me disconnect them now. So there is the clip right here, this one. It's engaged now, and I'm trying to lift it so it doesn't. Okay, I just lifted it, and I need to kind of slide this cubby to the back. All right, that's it. So this is the rail, this is the clip that you need to depress. You can do it kind of inside the glove box. If you will remove the glove box lid, and you'll find this hole from inside, but again, it takes quite a lot of force to separate this part from the glove box. That's why I do always remove them together and then separate them later. Okay, I'm gonna have to find the where this wiring from, for the iPod goes to. Usually it goes somewhere here, but maybe this contraption that we found right here is the part of this system. Now I would like to disconnect this front console, because it still has the wiring going from the console right here to the front, and this is the place where you do it. And looks like it's been out before, because all this material, you can see it's not been tucked in properly. But regardless, two connectors and antenna. Sometimes it may be equipped with the Bluetooth adapter for your phone. So now it's disconnected, and we can remove this center console. It should be fairly easy. Something else is holding us. Hold on, maybe what on that? What is that? One more. Okay, this is the wiring for 12-volt outlet. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. Now we are on the driver's side, so let's undo the kind of knee panel right here, and it's slightly more trickier than the glove box, I think. So we're gonna undo this side panel, and usually you'll find some of the clips broken, or you're gonna break one, because it's the old plastic, and trust me, don't beat yourself to it. So we have 1 bolt on the side. We're gonna need to undo the fuse box right here. All right, fuse box undone, and we're gonna simply put it on a side right here. And let me use some flashlight power. You probably can see the parking brake cable right here, so I will undo it. Here, give me the bolt. Give me it. Alright, just undo the cable. I will pull the handle out. And while we're here, I'm gonna remove the headlight switch. In order to do that, I think I'm gonna need a little extension, because there is a bolt right here. I'm not sure if I can put the camera there, but there is the bolt right here on it. And I do. My battery is dead or what? Let's continue. Bolt fell on you, and you cannot see it, but there are kind of push clips right here. I'm gonna show them to you right now in a moment. What's holding us? Come on. What's happening? Ow. There is clip 1. There is clip 2 on the other side, and usually people forget about the bolt right here. So then we have this connector. It's not very convenient to do it one-handed. Okay, for the headlight washers, for the HID bulbs. Alright, now we can put the fuses back in place. If I'm not mistaken, they are no longer a obstacle. And like always, okay, back in place. And what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna remove the instrument panel. I'll try to use the long screwdriver. I don't recall from this side. Maybe from this side. Okay, left side released. Let's do the right side now. Right side released, so we have the cluster out. And always make sure the steering wheel is all the way down and out, otherwise it's not gonna be comfortable or convenient. Few more bolts from the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see anything. One, two, I guess the three. And now we're gonna have to kind of fit the hood opening cable out. Sorry, it's slightly sideways on your screen. Okay, this is the OBD port. It's being removed from this lower panel. And if I'm not mistaken, what's holding us is the hood release cable. For me, for some reason, it's always a pain to remove. I don't know why. Okay, looks like. removed, and this one I think it slides to the side. Yeah, it slides to the side, like towards this side. Now this thing is removed. There is one hidden bolt right here in the corner, so you go from this opening and undo it. And by the way, I just remember, I think there could be the bolts in the bottom too. Yes, just remembered about them. Don't recall how many. We'll count them now. One. We have more. I think there is one more towards to the center. I guess somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. All right, it's released in the bottom, and so we release it here. We have something holding us. I don't recall if this bolt was holding us or not. Let's check it out. Don't recall. Maybe not. Now our objective is to remove the dashboard. In order to do that, it is much easier. It is much easier to do so by removing the steering wheel, so it won't be on your way. And in order for us to remove the steering wheel, there are two bolts in the back of the steering wheel holding the airbag in place. So I will undo those. Those are typically not very tight. Okay, one is undone. Let me find the hole. Oh, not tightened. All right. Is it undone? Yes, it's undone. That's our airbag. I would advise you to disconnect the battery before you unhook the airbag, just to avoid any potential hazard, explosion, nuclear war, whatever it is. I did not do that though. Okay, we have one bolt. I guess it's H10. It's a hex 10. I may be wrong. No, I am not wrong. Watch your eyes. All right. Careful removal of the steering wheel. Make sure to keep the proper orientation of the clock spring to avoid a possible damage. And if I'm not mistaken, can I use the same screwdriver or not? Right here from the bottom, and I will undo the bolt which secures the clock spring as well as the assembly of those turn signal, cruise control and whatnot. All right, let's check if we can remove it. Okay, we just removed it, and I will use probably some zip ties to secure the clock spring in this exact center position. What you guys say if we're gonna go from the top to the bottom? Because in order to remove the dashboard, we need to remove the A-pillar covers, those things. In order to remove those, we need to remove this lower, cover, I think. In order to remove the lower cover, we need to remove the upper cover. So let's start with the upper cover, I guess. Again, it's a brittle plastic, I would say, and I don't care about that much because it's gonna go to the trash. But if you do it on your car, probably you would like to be extra careful. It's easy cracking, if this is the word. So yeah, let's jump to the top. I'll try to use it one-handed. There are no bolts. It's just the kind of clips. I probably broke one. However, the clips themselves are replaceable. Yes, almost. Okay. It's probably already undone pretty much. Let me check if I can simply. Yep, it's undone. I'm gonna put it here, and so the lower panel is being held also by the clips and also by those T20 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those inner bolts are actually holding the dome light. So if you need to replace the dome light or remove it, those are 2 bolts you are looking for. A lot of folks do not know about them because C-Class Mercedes does not have them, so they yank the light out, and they break those things. All right, is this? So this is the dome light, and this is the panel. And it's now been held simply by those 2 bolts and some wiring. All right, let me undo the wiring and we'll continue. Okay, I disconnected the panel, so this trim is released, kind of released by the panel. So right now it's simply yank it out. Sounds scary, but it's just the clips. But again, remember the clips are old. So those are the clips. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's it. 4 clips, and all survived. And same thing I do on the other side. All right, that's this second side. I think it was 4 of them. Slide out and done. Now we're not finished with the upper part stuff. Because there are still bolts on the top, hidden bolts on the top holding the panel. There is one on the passenger side. It's super hard to see. Let me see if you'll be able to see it from the, where is the, yeah, right here. So probably you can see like this little cover. We have the same thing on the other side as well, and I typically try to use a pick, but since you guys are there, I cannot see it from the other side. I think flew away, and there is one bolt right there. And be careful when the bolt goes up, do not punch your windshield. Okay, one bolt is done. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. This is the other side. I cannot see anything myself. Okay, this one came out slightly more easier, and let me find where the bolt is. I think I can feel the bolt, but I cannot see it. Let me, yeah, probably you can you or you cannot? Yeah, so this is the bolt right here, and I'm trying to reach to it. Very awkward. Probably gonna need both hands to do that. Okay, I just removed this bolt from the driver's side. Now there is I guess one or two more bolts below this speaker cover. So what I'm gonna do right now, I probably do not need to remind you to be very careful and gentle, because you don't want to damage your dashboard. I do not care about this dashboard. I have quite a few of them in stock, so this is gonna go to trash anyway. So yeah, you just work your way out, or work your way around, I would say. And there are two connectors right here. And do I need to depress anything? No, simply yank it out. All right, two connectors right here, Harman Kardon. Okay, 1, 2 bolts. All right, let me 1 and 2. And if I'm not mistaken, I need to disconnect this connector, otherwise it won't let us to remove the dashboard. Can I use the screwdriver or not? Yes, I broke the connector, but I do not care about it much. Going to trash. Okay, the top part is removed. What's holding us more is 13mm bolts that holds the steering column. We also have the airbag on the other side, airbag and the wiring, and then this probably is it. I'm gonna remove this panel as well. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2 or maybe 4 bolts holding this panel. To give us some more room. Is it? Yeah. All right. Okay. 13mm bolts. The steering shaft will probably lower a bit, however not much, because it's been held by one of those rods, and there is one more coming behind. So if you need to remove the steering column, that's something to bear in mind. What else? Let me undo the airbag. If I'm not mistaken, those are 10mm bolts holding the airbag. One and 2. Plus 2 connectors, so 1 connector on each side of the airbag. I can see one here, come on, no way. All right, disconnected, and same type of the connector on the other side. It's pretty dark in there, probably you cannot see the thing. Okay, orange thingy. Almost there. Yep. Okay. Right now the dashboard is attached to this white plastic tray, and then this plastic tray is being held in place as well by those air ducts. So we need to release the air duct from the panel. You see those like tabs on this side and on this side as well. Alright, so this is free now. Okay, let's do the 13 millimeters now. Okay. It's pretty long. Alright. 1, 2, and what else is holding us? I don't think that anything is supposed to hold us. We're kind of supposed to be free. Maybe like this wiring right here is slightly holding us. Okay, go away from here. Go. We're gonna need to fit the wiring away. Do we have anything else that's holding us? I do not recall. Sounds like we do, but I do not see. Let me have two hands operating it, and looks like we need to separate it from this white thingy. No. Hold on, wiring. Okay. And now we can attempt, I guess, to remove this white thingy. It's been held with those prongs in those holes, so it's a little cumbersome to maneuver it out. It's not like you kind of, it's easy to plug it in, but then it's kind of stays there. It's hard to remove it, but yeah, again. So first of all goes dashboard, then you can remove this white tray. I'm gonna undo those two upper bolts holding this like a X brace in place. Thankfully there are not any Loctite on them. It's T45 bolt. and below it is I guess 16 millimeter bolts. This is one of the lower bolts. It's hidden behind the carpet on the driver's side. The other side, it's in the same spot. Yes, we can remove this brace now. Okay, X brace. Now technically you can remove this insulation, and the first couple of those motors are here. Those are the easiest ones to replace. Guys, this is a couple days later. I had some time, to get some rest from this misery. So let's continue. We stopped where we removed the dashboard, and now in order to get to the flaps, actuators thingies, we need to remove this kind of brace that goes across the front of the vehicle. It's from the first sight, it's fairly easy to do. We have some 10 millimeter nuts right here, right here, right here. We also have some 13 millimeter bolts, two, on the side, on the driver's side. Same thing on the passenger side. Then we'll have 3 more bolts right in here. We have one hidden bolt that attaches the steering column to this kind of brace assembly, and it's I won't be able to show it to you. It's really deep in there, and I only can kind of touch it. I cannot even see it. So just trust me on that. Besides that, we're gonna have to cut those zip ties, which is holding the wiring to the back of the column. We're gonna need to remove this T20 screw to release it from this wiring mess. And the last but not least, Mercedes, in their infinite wisdom, they made one bolt holding the assembly from the front of the car. In order to get to that bolt, we're gonna have to remove the wipers, wiper cowl, wiper transmission, and then we'll have the access to the the single, I guess it's 10 millimeter bolt, if I'm not mistaken, that holds this thing from the outside. Maybe let's tackle this single bolt first, I think, and we'll go from there. This operation is slightly harder for me because the car is on a lift, couple of feet off the ground. But first of all, I'll remove those covers from the nuts. Maybe, I don't know, I'll try. All right, first cover is removed. It's 13 millimeter nut. Let's see if I can use my electric thingy. Alright, and let's say if you have some penetrating oil, it could be the good opportunity for you to use it now. In my case, it came out pretty easy. Okay, let's continue with the second wiper. Okay, and this rubber is out, this one is out. 13 millimeters once again, and I need the extension. Let's repeat. Okay, let's see how this one goes. Okay, this one removed as well. No sweat. Now we're gonna have to remove the cowling. If you have those wires hang by this clip, remove it. What else is holding us here? We need to remove those drains, or not, maybe not, probably completely remove those drains on both sides. And the easiest way to detach the cowl from the windshield, for me at least, is I will pull this trim slightly, this side trim of the glass, and then I can start with the very edge right here of the cowl. I'll use the screwdriver. You can use whatever you want. I don't care about this windshield, but you may care for yours. But anyway, let me remove it all the way. Alright, it's removed. And that's the easiest way to start from the edge. Otherwise, it's really tricky to disconnect, because it's connected like in the groove. Okay, it's just started, and then all right, I think now I can simply turn to the brute force. So you pull it up. I just forgot about 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. One moment, guys. Okay, I guess it's T20 as well, if I'm not mistaken. Come on. 1, 2. Come on. 3 and 4. Okay, looks like it's loose. Now we can continue the removal, just like that. Again, I forgot one important thing. On the other side, there is the air quality sensor right here. It's attached to the cowling or cowl right here. So there is the connector. You disconnect it, and the sensor comes out with the cowl. That's the sensor in case you need to replace it. There is the bolt. I'm sure, yeah, probably you can see it. Yeah, right now you can see it. This is the bolt that we are chasing for, and we're gonna need to remove this wiper transmission assembly. From here, it's gonna be 2 13mm bolts. One is here. One is where? One is here. Plus one 10mm bolt. Moment, guys, let me grab my socket. Okay. 10mm socket is right here. Woo! and that's what freeing up our transmission. We have this connector in the front, signal acquisition module, front SAM, front SAM. Probably gonna need both hands to disconnect this connector. Let's try it. Let's do a challenge. Okay, challenge accepted, challenge completed. Let's move it somewhere. Okay, now we have access to this 10mm bolt. Guys, why Mercedes bothered and put it in there? I don't know. So I will undo this 10mm bolt, and while I am on a topic right here, I will undo AC and heater pipes, because right here they are connected to the heater box inside the inside the cabin, and we're gonna have to remove this box in order to access all the flaps or flap actuators. So 10mm bolt for the AC lines, and just some clamps for the heater pipes. I just undid the AC lines, and I did the clamps using those kind of clamp compressors. It was easy in this particular case because I think someone was there previously, and the reason for me saying that is usually the clamps are positioned not kind of vertically like now, so I could easily grab it just like this, squeeze it, and remove it. Usually they are positioned sideways. I don't know how Mercedes does that actually. Maybe they connect them before there is the brake booster in place, but typically they are positioned kind of horizontally, which is a real pain to get to the with any type of pliers to undo those connectors. But it worked out in my favor in this particular case, so simply remove the pipes, and from that point I think we only have to work inside the cabin again. While I'm here, I just wanted to mention, probably someone recently was working on that, because those two heater pipes came off very easily of the connecting of the mating counterpart, because usually you need to fight them because of the adhesion. Not in my case, which played in my favor again. Okay, we are inside the cabin again. I will remove now 10mm bolts that I currently do see, which is one on the right. 10mm nut correction, and one is more to the center. Can you see it? One is almost nearby. Good. I will remove I will also remove those kind of shock absorbers, which I guess they protect your knees in case of the impact. And let's remove those, simply to get some more space. Good. Now I can't. Yes, possibly. Can you hold on? Maybe I'll be able to show you the bolt. Yeah, you can see it now. This is the bolt that is connecting the steering column to this metal brace. So it's a 13mm bolt, and I'll use 13mm socket, obviously, and I'll undo it while you're not looking, guys. Okay, I just removed this kind of hidden bolt that holds the steering column in place. Now I will remove this one, which is also attaching the steering column to this brace, and there is one more. Let me see if I can remove. Okay, so there is one more brace coming here, and I will remove it as well with a 13mm socket. I'm not sure why they couldn't make those two bolts same ones. I don't know, mystery. But yeah, where's the removed? And I don't have a half-inch electric thingy with me, so manual labor. And now once I'll undo that, the steering column is pretty much free except the wiring, so I can alright, it's free and it's just been held by the wiring. T20 Torx right here. Okay, I need to find my side cutters. 1, 2, maybe even 3. How they call it? The few zip ties. What do you think, guys? Let's continue. Let me remove this wiring from the side right here. I will cut this zip tie and this zip tie, and let's check if I can remove that thingy thing to have some more visual. Oh, here we go. There we have one more of those actuators. 2 bolts are accessible, 1 bolt is almost not accessible, and if I'm not mistaken, there won't be enough space to remove it from the assembly. So that's that's the story about all of that. All right, let's continue. We have what we have. This side is released. I just want to make sure nothing will be holding us. Okay, this side is released. I know we this part is connected to kind of this peg. Not sure if I'll be able to remove it without. Okay, slightly damaged tab. Okay, that's removed. So there is this wiring right here. It goes in the back of this brace, and it's also being connected with the tabs. So I will try to undo it. I remember. Okay, this is undone. The connector on the side is undone. Let me check if there is anything else holding us. Doesn't look like it. I think we are ready to apply some electric power. Let's start with the driver side. 13mm. Same thing on the passenger side. I cannot see. And now we have 3 bolts. right here. Let's check if we had disconnected it. Let me put you somewhere here. Okay, we are almost free. So far I do not see what's holding us. Nothing is holding us. We have one more clip for the wires, and we have one more clip for the wires here. Is it all? And remember this bolt that we removed from the front of the vehicle, so this is where it's been connected to. Very nice. Okay, I'm gonna remove this brace and we'll continue. Now we have access to around 5 or 6 of those flap actuators. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, and hold on guys, let me show you. 5 right here and 6 right here. So you saw it yourself. It's very extremely easy. All right, and so we have this HVAC assembly disconnected from the front of the car. I mean, in terms of plumbing at least, and I do not recall if there are any bolts from the outside holding it here. So let's give it a wiggle test. But how do you like it so far? Very easy, right? Let's remove this. Wiring is connected. 1, how it is connected here. 2. This is the cable for the shifter. This is the control wires for the flap actuators. Let me remove it. And let's give it some wiggle test. Okay, so it looks like it's not connected anywhere from the front. So the slight challenge is to disconnect those side air outlets that goes for the rear passenger foot, HVAC. It's not so easy to do. Whew. All right, now we can carefully slide it back to us, and I forgot to remove those drains. Drain removed, and one more drain is removed. So how do we look like so far? All right, easy peasy. Okay, this wiring, maybe I needed to disconnect the wires from the heater fan. You know what, let's start with the removal of those flap actuators. Actually, each of them except one somewhere there is being held by 3 bolts. So I will remove them one by one, starting from the very left one. two are removed. Three removed. To recall if I need an extension to get to this box. No, it's fine. All right, let's continue. Extension, no. No, we got it without extension. All right, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 6 of the actuators, and now the fun part gonna begin. Okay, I just disconnected the connector from the heater fan, and I'm just trying to tack the wiring behind so we have more access to the heater core box. All right, so the wiring is all behind and we can maneuver the box now. Okay, in order to proceed we need to split this box, because so this is the first motor, we cannot get the full access to the bolts, and I think there could be one more motor even deeper than that, so we will need to split this box, and we're gonna do that. You see those clips? They fly away pretty far, usually, not much today. I don't know, like there are probably like 6 of them or so, and it's you can bet it's fun to put them back together, which we will not do today. So there is this clip, and looks like our halves are being separated now. So all right, and now we have the access to a couple more motors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you are planning to put it back together, make sure you you won't let those clips fly away. So this is another one on the top, and is probably this was the one with just 3 bolts. I mean, without just 2 bolts. Yeah, there is no third bolt right here, and we need to remove. This is the last one, I guess, but again, it's not easy to get to the bolt, so we'll have to separate this part more. All right. For this one, you definitely gonna need an extension. All right. I don't even recall if I'm undoing the correct bolt, but I think I am. Alright, and now we have the access to this last motor. It's not really the hard job, no, absolutely not. All right, we got all 10 motors disconnected now. So if you want to, you're gonna replace the motors, put that thing back in place, and then you will use the tabs on this other half. You will insert those tabs in those holes, possibly, I think. Right, and now you can replace or install those clips that flew away. And let me install just one right here. You can do it with your hands. And one, and let's do 2 of them for a good measure. So yeah, it's almost ready to be put back together. And one more note to those of you who need to replace the antenna amplifier, the one for the key when you unlock and lock the car. There are 2 antennas here, which is right here. There's like a fairly big box on the passenger side, and the same thing, there is right one on the driver's side. You can possibly see like this cable with the green connector connected into the box. So same process applies. You're still gonna need to remove this brake. If you'll find that the key unlock and lock reception is weak, and you got the fresh battery, most likely one out of those 2 antennas became bad, and this antenna is connected to the windshield. So this windshield has this amplifier box is connected to an antenna on the windshield on both sides. There is the connection right in here. Same thing on the driver's side. So yeah, in case you're gonna need to replace one of those, it's a fun job too. I actually put back in place this heater box and this brace in order to secure the steering column, because I will need it to operate the steering wheel when I will move this vehicle out from my garage. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't fun either. Those air ducts is a pain to install. I think how it's been done on the factory, first of all, this heater box is being installed, and then they installed those air ducts below the carpets, then and the heater box is installed first, and they route those air ducts going towards the going under the seats. So that's how it works, and now you know. I sincerely wish a lot of luck for you guys to accomplish this task. I mean, take a look. The whole freaking car is disassembled. And again, you even needed to go under the wipers to get to, let me show you, to get to this connection right here. And so this is the hole which meets this peg or tab, and there is one more counterpart right here for the other side. Guys, once again, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this was useful for those brave of you who will try to tackle this job. It's a nightmare to put it back together, because you need to remember how the wiring was routed and all this stuff. Yeah, and don't lose the bolts. All right, guys, I'm gonna see you in the next video, and take care.